Only one of the four road teams won last week in the quarterfinals of the AFL playoffs. The Jacksonville Sharks were as dominant as could be in a 55-33 victory in Orlando last week, but they have a lot of work to do if they want to win the American Conference against the Philadelphia Soul. Sunday's kickoff is set for 5 p.m. Eastern, and the game can be seen live on the CBS Sports Network. The Soul now sit at 16-3, including last week's 47-35 win over the Cleveland Gladiators, but 2 of those 3 losses came at the hands of these Sharks. Jacksonville enters this game at 11-8, but it has quietly won 5 of its 6 games played against teams which qualified for the playoffs since the middle of April. Clearly there will be some bad blood in this game, as the last time these two met there were fireworks from the opening whistle clear beyond the last down. There was pushing, there was shoving, and yes, there were many 4-letter words and their verb forms thrown around which we can't repeat on this PG-rated video. At the center of it all are Derek Ross and Tiger Jones, who were both elite players for Philadelphia prior to this year. Ross was traded during the offseason, while Jones was sent packing in free agency, and both landed in Jacksonville. No one in the Soul front office will point fingers, but anyone associated with the team will tell you that the locker room is a better place now than it was last year. Of course, that hasn't stopped both Jones and Ross from making a big impact for the Sharks. Both were named to the first-team All-Arena team on Wednesday, but they weren't nearly the only ones. Of the 9 men named to the first-team All-Arena offense across the league, 7 came from these 2 clubs combined. In totality, Jacksonville had 7 All-Arena performers, the second most in the league, only behind Philadelphia, which had 8. One of Jacksonville's key cogs, though, might not be ready to go in this one. Joe Sykes, who set the single-season record for sacks this year with 18.5, suffered an ankle injury last week in Orlando, which kept him out of the entire second half of the game. His status is up in the air for this one, but clearly, if he doesn't play, the Sharks' defensive line is in a lot of trouble against an offensive line for the Soul, which placed both Shannon Breen and Adam Smith on the All-Arena first team. Dan Rodabaugh and Tommy Grady will be the 2 most important players on the field in this one. Rodabaugh, who will likely be named the MVP of the league next week and was the first-team All-Arena quarterback, wasn't great last week, throwing for just 190 yards with 4 touchdowns. However, his defense picked off Shane Austin 4 times, which is why the Soul are in this position to be 1 step from the Arena Bowl. Grady's stats from last week don't suggest dominance, but he did complete his first 13 passes en route to one of the most efficient days a quarterback has had in a playoff game in league history, and most importantly, he didn't turn the ball over. Joe Hills, another of the All-Arena players for the Sharks, has caught a touchdown pass in 54 consecutive games overall, and he had 4 scores last week. He'll be a huge red zone threat for the Sharks in this one, which could play a big role. Jacksonville's been stuffed up at the goal line 4 times already this year in just 3 games against Philadelphia. In the most recent meeting of these clubs, the Sharks pulled off an improbable 74-67 win after being behind 60-46 early in the 4th quarter. 2 Greg Reed interceptions, the first of which was brought back for a touchdown, turned the tide of the game, keying a 21-0 Jacksonville run in the 4th to win it. However, history is on the side of the Soul for sure. These 2 teams have already met in the American Conference Championship game twice before. In 2012, the Sharks were handed their worst loss in franchise history, an 89-34 defeat here at the Wells Fargo Center. In 2013, Philly advanced to the Arena Bowl with a 75-59 triumph in Jacksonville. The Sharks have played in the Arena Bowl just once before, an epic victory against Arizona in 2011. The Soul have been there 3 times, losing twice to the Rattlers in 2012 and 13. Their one championship came back in 2008, a victory over the San Jose SaberCats in New Orleans. Philadelphia finds itself favored by 7.5 points in this game with a total of 106. The home team is 3-0 straight up and against the spread in this series this year, while 2 of the 3 games have gone past the total. The winner of the American Conference Championship game will advance to Arena Bowl 28 to take on either the Rattlers or the SaberCats next week. Philadelphia will host the game if it's against Arizona, but it will travel to the West Coast if San Jose proves victorious in Saturday's National Conference Championship game. The Sharks would be on the road regardless if they advance. For ArenaFan.com, I'm Adam Markowitz.